Hey Ross,
Hey,
what did you make?
I made lasagna.
Wow, it looks nice.
Thank you. It was easy.
Oh, how did you do that?
I'll show you. Today we are making the Italian family favourite lasagna. I just love this dish. It's very easy and perfect for those of you who want a quick but delicious family meal. So, let's get started. For this recipe we will need 1 jar of your favourite tomato sauce for pasta, milk, mozzarella cheese and cheddar cheese, 400 grams of ground minced beef, 1 small ball of butter, 1 small bowl of flour, 1 onion, 200 grams of mushrooms, lasagna pasta sheets and olive oil. You will also need 1 large baking tray for the oven. The herbs we will be using are paprika, garlic and oregano. So, let's start to prepare our ingredients. Step 1, we're going to chop up our onion and our mushrooms so they're perfectly ready for when we want to cook them. I'm going to add a small amount of oil to the pan, which is on a medium to high heat. And now I can add our beef mince. Today we're using beef, but you can actually use pork or turkey if you prefer. So we're going to turn this heat right down and leave the meat to cook for about 5 minutes. We're going to put a small amount of oil onto this frying pan, smaller frying pan, just a teaspoon or so. We're going to wait a few minutes for it to heat up, and then we're going to fry the onions and the mushrooms, and then later we'll add them to the meat mix. We're going to add the chopped onions to the highly heated pan and fry them on here until they go see-through, about 3 to 4 minutes. So I finished cooking the onions. They've been on heat for about 4 minutes. You can see they're now nice and see-through. So I'm going to add these onions to the meat. I'm going to stir this together. The meat has now been cooking for about 10 minutes. It's nice and brown. So now I'm going to add my tomato pasta sauce to the meat and the onions and cook for a further 10 to 15 minutes. Up next, I've heated some oil in the pan. We're going to take our chopped mushrooms and fry them for about 3 to 4 minutes. Our lasagna sauce and our onions are still cooking on a low heat. Once the mushrooms are browned, for about 3 to 4 minutes, I'm going to add these mushrooms into the mix and simmer for about 10 more minutes. Lasagna is one of my favourite foods to make. It's an easy and simple dish. My grandma is originally from Italy and she taught me how to make this dish. I think that it's always something that keeps the family happy and warm and always impressive to your friends. Now I'm going to add the mushrooms to the rest of the ingredients in the bowl. I'm going to stir them together and let all of it simmer for about 5 minutes. Now we will make the creamy white sauce that lasagna is so famous for. For this part of the recipe, you need your milk, your small bowl of butter and your small bowl of white flour. We're going to take a medium pan and put it onto the hob on a medium heat. Next, we're going to add our butter. Add our butter into the pan. Wait for that to melt down. Now the butter has melted, I'm going to slowly add the flour and stir in. Don't do it too quickly, just slowly, otherwise it will be too clumpy. Slowly adding my flour, mixing it in with that melted butter. So now that all of the butter is melted and all of my flour is added, you can see it's been turned into a nice, smooth but thick paste. Now it's time to add our milk. The same as the flour, I'm going to slowly pour in the milk, not too fast, and mix it into the mixture. Okay, so after cooking our sauce for about 5 minutes, you can see it's now nice and thick and finished. Our meat is finished, our white sauce is complete. Now it's time to cook the pasta. I told you that would be easy. So, we have some boiling water in a pan, add a bit of salt, and we're going to add our pasta sheets and have them cook just for about 5 minutes. At this point, preheat your oven to 200 degrees so it's nice and warm before we want to start cooking the lasagna. But for now, I've grated the cheese and broken the mozzarella into smaller pieces. If the sauce goes thick at this point, you can add a little more milk, but it's time to start layering up our lasagna. The first step for every lasagna is always a small layer of tomato sauce to prevent anything from sticking to the bottom of your tray. And after the tomato sauce, it's time to add our first layer of the lasagna pasta. Up next, one more layer of tomato sauce. And now a layer of white sauce. Now we're going to add a healthy amount of grated cheddar cheese. This is my favourite part. I love cheese. You can never use too much cheese. And now we repeat the process. There we have it. Our lasagna is complete. We're going to cover it loosely with foil. Pop it in the oven for 20 minutes at 200 degrees. Here you go. Afiyet olsun.
Wow, thank you.
You're welcome. Have you had lasagna before?
Yeah, many times.
Oh! So this isn't exciting then?
Yeah,
Well, I hope you enjoy it.
thanks so much.
So...
Wow.
an explosion of flavour.
Oh my god, this is amazing.
Thank you. Thank
This
you
is
very
the
much.
best lasagna ever.
Really? This is
Yeah.
the best one you've had?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it, Halusi. Afiyet olsun. So, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week when I'm going to be cooking Mexican food. Have a lovely week. Görüşürüz.